we've got the Bainimarama just announced that their version of a new constitution has been ready with him for the last 2 weeks. He's just waiting for the registration process of political parties. Interested to see how many political parties will come out through that, probably just 1 or 2. And then he will appoint his Constituent Assembly, the body, instead of a parliament, to sit and approve his constitution. So that's the process you have at the moment in Fiji. Constitution that will be drafted by them, people appointed by them, say yes to it, and then we'll have the election. So that's the reality of what's happening in Fiji. So unless things really change, Fiji will just go further into a situation where people just won't be able to say anything or have a say in what's important in their lives. Decision will be made for them, and Bainimarama has been touring the country, doling out freebies, developmental projects around the country. This week he has been around our province together with Lealea in the north, opening schools. I mean, anyone who studied dictatorship would know that's the technique you do, dole out. It doesn't matter if it results in a huge deficit in the balance sheet of the country. It doesn't matter if it has no growth in the economy since the coup. It doesn't matter, because as long as you have countries like China, they're ready to give you cheap loans. Okay? Don't worry, we'll continue to do that. So, just, it's the military mindset. If ever they realize that the best gift he could give to the people while he's doing his round is the freedom. It's the gift of the freedom to be able to decide for themselves. If they even want him to be visiting them. And sadly, that's the kind of reality. You cannot even speculate through that military mind. Most of us here have got relatives in the military. I happen to come from a village in Fiji. My grandfather is the Fiji's only recipient of the Victoria Cross. Every time his story of courage fighting the Japanese in the Solomons is retold, bring tears to my eyes. But unlike the military, Fiji military of today, they bastardized the institution, the once proud institution. No more does it have the standing it once had. And you can see the evidence how low they've got in the security forces, how they've mistreated. And I tell you what, for indigenous Fijians like us here today, one of the dangerous developments is the animosity amongst Fijians and Fijians. We used to look after each other. There used to be inter-ethnic violence. Now it's Fijians against Fijians. And that is what the coup and what Bainimarama has brought about. In fact, the reality is it pushed Fijians, indigenous Fijians, back to the dark days before Christianity, when intertribal warfare is a reality every day. Because the children of people who have been tortured will never forget it. They'll one day want to take revenge. They'll know. But what you have now in Fiji is a culture of violence, a culture of law breaking. And it shouldn't surprise anyone when the security forces have begun to do that. And they look at the superiors, the way they've gone about illegally removing the government of Fiji. So once again, listen, I'd like to say, all of you come out taking your lunch break to be here. The numbers doesn't really matter. The importance is that you've come here, you've signed, you know that there are others behind you. Continuously for change in Fiji, take great confidence and pride in the fact that you guys have come here, especially New Zealanders. Yes, you can see, apologize for the lack of numbers from our Fiji community. But I hope you understand the fear that they are under, not being able to have the courage to come here and show their face. But someone's got to stand up for them. And you being here, do know that you're standing up for those in Fiji who cannot do this in Fiji. Do this in Fiji, they'll be dragged and dumped onto those utes, those vans, and locked up without any charge whatsoever. Now that is Fiji today. So don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. Thank you for coming. Thank you, New Zealanders. And may God bless Fiji. Inaka.